Well, I thought that it would be years and years of me chasing him. I mean, really, like in the first Terminator, Arnold and I barely worked together. He's on the hunt and I'm just barely ahead of him. So it's sort of like that. Like, when do I get to work with Alan?
I am super excited to be talking to you today, and I am super excited for the return of Resident Alien. It's been quite the break, but we are back.
Yes. But they've had a lot of obstacles, because we were in the midst of our first season when COVID hit.
Mhm.
And it's just so hard to find momentum for a show when it's broken up by months of sitting and waiting to go back. But in spite of that, I just think they're doing such an excellent job. I love this show. I love this show
Well,
and
there's so many fans who are, oh, sorry, what did you say?
want it to go forever.
Yeah, so many fans agree with you. People are really excited for the return. I am one of them, especially picking up after the end of season two. We get these kind of game-changing developments, especially between Harry and General McAllister. Now they're banding together, and
Yes.
I am really curious to know what this dynamic is going to look like. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I thought that it would be years and years of me chasing him. I mean, really, like in the first Terminator, Arnold and I barely worked together. He's on the hunt and I'm just barely ahead of him. So it's sort of like that. Like, when do I get to work with Alan? And so it was really lovely at the end of season two to get that little shock and change in the end. And we have now worked together for a season. Uh, it's so much more fun than just looking for him and being the general. I mean, she is still very much the general. So just because she's changed sides or has teamed up to fight the Greys, she's still General McAllister, pretty humorless. I'm the straight man. But the fact that we're teaming up sort of puts this funny new twist on everything, because we're still the same people trying to work together. And Harry is not the easiest. Harry is very all about Harry. So it comes with its own little obstacles. Us being on the same side does not mean we're just perfect together. So that's fun.
Well, and I'm curious kind of how firm this alliance is, because it feels like it might break apart at any moment, at least to us outsiders.
Yep. Same here. Same here. I mean, every day it's just like, how much more can she take? And, he's absolutely unstoppable, at being Harry. So there's a lot of opportunity there for the frustration and the comedy that comes with that frustration with Harry is still very much there.
Now, you mentioned that it was a lot of fun working with Alan. I imagine that the dynamic between you two is so fun on set. Tell me a little bit about working more closely with him and developing this new dynamic.
He's really interesting to work with. And there are many days where I'm not sure that I really have done everything successfully for the scene, because he'll improvise and obviously building each scene, and he continues to build even on camera until you don't know when he's done. And comedy is about finding your timing and getting yourself in there. But there are times where I just will find myself kind of losing my character because I'm so involved with his character and his presentation of character. I'll all of a sudden just go, oh, like, wait, that's not General McAllister. I mean, he's incredibly touching at times. And he's got a rhythm that is genius because it makes everything that he does just so good, but it's hard to keep up with sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I can imagine that, like, it's a blast on set too. Just
Yes.
trying not to laugh during all of that. Do you have any particularly fond memories?
Um, pretty much all of them. Literally just, trying to make it work and to watch him and continue my character. Yeah, there are many great moments.
Yeah, I mean, never a bad day, right?
Bad day.
But of course, the season can't be easy. We've got Gray Hybrid Joseph coming in as this new deputy. I know everyone's very excited about that. Can you tell us anything, a tease for us, anything ahead of the premiere?
Well, he's phenomenal. But he fits really well, and it's always good to bring in new characters. Yeah, he is definitely a worthy opponent, and he gets some good screen time, and that's all I can say.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to leave some mystery for the premiere.
We can't put it away.
Well, I am super excited. This season is going to be a blast. It premieres February 14th. And kind of speaking of new characters, everyone's excited to see you in the new season of Stranger Things too. Can you tell us anything about this kind of mysterious character that you are playing there?
Zero, I can tell you. I'm not really good at keeping secrets. So this is a good exercise for me because I just cannot say a word. We just started. I just came back last week from a very good, hard week there. It's going to be great. It's just going to be great. I'm so excited, but that's all I can say.
Well, we're very excited too.
I have friends that now are so well trained because it's been almost a year since I got the part, months of keeping it silent until it was announced. And so my friends now will say, they'll text me, "Where are you now?" Or "Can you say?" Because I'm so tight-lipped about everything. But
that's very resident alien of you. I love that.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Well, how did you come to be cast in Stranger Things? Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I know that everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, what a perfect addition to the show."
I never saw never saw that one coming. And let me tell you that 2 weeks before they came to us, I had talked to my agent. I called my agent and said, dude, I got to retire. I am just so tired of I was having really serious hip issue for a couple of years and was in so much pain and couldn't get an injection until the next job started because I have to maximize. And I just woke up one day after 3 days of gnarly pain and just said, I'm tired of toughing it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to quit. I mean, I don't even know how I'm going to get this through this season of Resident Alien. Yeah. And he, of course, being my agent and very dear friend, he's like, "Oh, you don't mean that." Well, 2 weeks later, the Duffer Brothers call, or the casting person calls and says, "Is Linda Hamilton available from June to June?" And he said, "Yes." He didn't even ask me. He just knew the value of that interest and literally called me and said, you have a meeting with the Duffer Brothers. Without asking me if I want. Of course I wanted to do it, Yes. But the fact that I just started talking about retirement, I thought it was very funny. And then I had my meeting with the Duffer Brothers, and it was just like that, man. I couldn't believe it.
So retirement, we're pushing it down the line.
Pushing it down the line for a while.
Oh, well, that's wonderful to hear from all of us who love watching you.
And my hip is better, so it's
that's good.
It's work.
Well, I'm happy to hear about that. So excited for the new season of Resident Alien. Super excited for Stranger Things down the line. Thank you so much for talking with me today.